Some people just aren't meant to be there.
Yeah, they stay for a period.
So I believe the only people that are meant to stay in your life forever are your spouse and your parents. The only reason your parents is because you can't choose them. If you could choose your parents, the reality is you wouldn't need them. Because at a certain point, like the point where you're at right now, where you have your own lineage, your own legacy that you're building, you can't be worried about, oh, mommy and daddy didn't eat. They are supposed to be sustainable adults, able to look after themselves, and they have empowered you to do the same for yourself and your family. But what happens here, something that WLC, shout out WLC, something he also mentions a lot is color tax. We don't want to talk about it. I think of, oh no, I raised you, so now you must look after me for the next 5. Why is that right there?
That's the real.
You know, like if you knew that this right is your responsibility and your responsibility alone, why are you now making it? Why are you making yourself now that is responsibility? Does that make sense, no? You don't have like this for all, but that's what happens. I don't know weer, bro. En is wat enough, I moet like 2 jaar week.
That's why you
look at it as a business.
It's a business. You are a long-term investment for them.
And then they guilt trip you to
so you can get the return.
And then when the community get involved in that, yo, that's your mom, you must look after your mom. Yo, that's your brother.
And that is also the conditioning that
exactly. So if that people is the exact same as that, they would obviously encourage that. But then you get other people in the community that don't play that. They tell you, hey, Commissar, you know,
small little factors that
you're wrong.
Yes.
You know, I get in that period.
Yes. And this is what we like. There's some people like, you know, we all have that one auntie or uncle that they will see things happening to you and they'll tell you, that thing that your mom is doing to you is not right. I'm not saying uncle.
But just be aware.
Just be aware. I respect people like that because that is the same thing of my child is your child. Tomorrow, your daughter, your son, they're older. They at the age where they experiment and catch you on nonsense. And now there's an uncle that you grew up with that's your age that stays next door to the shop. Now, maybe go buy you. And you know, you did your best to make sure that he doesn't pick up that habit.
That type of habits,
Do you understand? So now that neighbor catches him. But instead of telling him, hey, I know your father and I know your father wouldn't approve of this. And actually taking action against it. He's just like, he's been going so like this little and then what did I do? We just perpetuate the current stigma.
Exactly.
We break down by talking about him, or we don't take action.
And that is why
provide other alternative options.
Exactly.
That is why I say you can't just scrutinize me. Tell me I'm doing this. Tell me I'm doing that. You suppose it, but you're not telling me. Here's a better way. You can come out of it. Don't point out my problems, but you're not giving me a solution to my madness.
Now with the music thing, that's what kept me out of trouble in like staying inside. Listening to the 50 Cent album. Writing the lyrics down, like to understand arrangement, like how you write a poem.
The structure of
things. The quartet and the sextet and so when you listen to like a song and see 24 bars, 8 bars, 16 bars, just from writing the lyrics out, man, you know. So that was an instruction and stuff. But just to stay out of trouble, that was a good outlet. So when I'm having a setup here, you can always make a mini light is pull up. I don't charge the studio time. That's a habit of mine. If I'm after it, like
because you're sacrificing
your I never charge because I don't want to put a price on creativity.
You can't.
Like, I wanna remember. So when the lighters come through, I'm like, yo, a month's full of you, bro. Each one can bring it 2 and 2 and 2 and bring it in and for electricity. See, I have a family now, so there will be something towards it. Record, I know that 2 hours. 2 hours in the corner is much more dangerous.
So
I'd rather you sit by me, you figure out the song, we write the song. It might not mean something to the world out there, but to your mom, this means the world because you're safe.
And you're also changing someone's life, man.
Man, what is
your life?
It's on a major scale.
Someone believed in AKA enough to nurture that. Someone believed in the greats enough to tell them, you know what, now I see correctness in you, there's a chance. Because the reality is, guys, as a musician, you don't get to the top by hearsay or by word of mouth. People will see your videos on YouTube and stuff for months, for years. So they never approach you. They never approach you. So that means that you must have done something that you know sort of catches that person, man. You know, like for you won't get every single youngster here. Because you can see some of them are too far. You can't save them.
Or you don't have the right traits. Because you must have something that is
awesome.
Exactly, that attraction.
that like okay, that look like a good light, or look like a come from a good home. That's something that you know. Yo, the way he wears his clothes, he's not a spoiled man.
Yeah,
he's
just rebelling.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to see that little something that you know, yo, that's a possible need.
And
That's the way you say God.
See that.
See that, like, you could be God, because you're all God, I am God, type of thing. You know, because you get the image type of thing. So I look at other person like that, man. You know, I don't scowl in that way.
Yeah.
I do have like my guard up against people.
Yes.
But I also like a little.
And that's for your protection.
Yeah.
It's not to discriminate.
But nothing in other aspects like a race thing. Like
there's a fine line between that.
I don't give a finger in the middle about none of that other stuff.
Exactly.
I see now this person is a cool person. Let's talk about like when you get a hobo or something.
Yeah.
You just waiting here by the corner by the taxi and this bar look like yo, you can spark a conversation. Like yo, we love from the taxis, and then you start a conversation and he's telling you, I used to live there.
True.
You can get so much
That
from
happens,
that. See that? But not you just scout. That's a hobo.
Yes.
You
As I
gotta-
work in Axie, waar ga je zo doen?
But you don't know his backstory.
True.
Exactly. And they have the most stories. Bro.
Like you said earlier on, yeah, like you can learn so much about the struggle from someone who constantly lives in the struggle.
Now I have a bra RIP though. Like a getuie, like a bra. It died last year. Before like. My wife was pregnant, his lady was pregnant at the same time, and me and him are homies from high school days. And he, you know, street people.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a street person. Even though he's a street person, like yo, he's wood and all that stuff. He lived on the street. Not no homeless. I'm talking about they lived on the street. They had a spot there. They lived there. 2 years then law enforcement come in and they moved there. They had a spot there. They lived there 6 months. Like he live on the street, not no homeless stuff. They live on the streets. You know? So that's better. When I'm on sleepover now in school, when you guys hang out, it's like yo, can sleep over by you for the weekend, sleepover. Now for me it's like, what, I'm gonna sleep over by my brother weekend. Then all the other guys look at, I'm like the weird one, I'm the crazy one.
Yeah.
I'm like, but I sleep over by you and we play PlayStation now. TV game, you know, Sega 16, Mega Drive 1 and stuff. But now when I go sleep over by my homeless brother, I'm the weird one. He still got his own room. It's just the whole gates full. He's got the whole view, man. We can watch TV unlimited. You know how many displays is there in Gainesville at night? When it's on display the price, we watch TV unlimited. Even though it's a mute, we watch TV. We can do a lot of stuff on the streets that's more fun at night when the shops are closed and you don't see the hustle and bustle. So I saw fun in the street life, even though the circumstances wasn't.
Audi, man!